Welcome to Dove and Dragon Radio. I'm your host, M.L.Ruscsak. I'm here with Oxana Lovich. Welcome.
Welcome.
Now, I call you a serial entrepreneur because you have two different things going on. You have your skincare products, and then you also have a coaching business.
And a jewelry line.
Serial entrepreneur. This is why we do this. But which came first?
Honestly, I think my coaching came first, but they are kind of all connected because my jewelry line is made from real crystals. Mm-hmm. And I believe in the power of crystals while healing yourself or protecting yourself and attracting abundance. And the skincare is part of self-love, because I believe when you truly love yourself, you look good, you take care about yourself, you take care of your skin, take care of your body. So they're kind of all connected.
Right. Here's what people don't understand. When you love yourself, you actually start looking younger, you start looking better, start looking healthier.
Yes, that's true.
There's a lot of things that happen when you just start loving yourself.
Absolutely. That's how I healed my life, with loving myself.
I mean, if you go back a year ago to videos to now, you see I look younger and healthier.
Oh, that's so awesome.
So I understand the whole loving yourself first.
Yes.
But you also have this as a business. So when you go to find a new client, do you look for first for a person, a coach, or do you want them to go to your health and wellness, skincare and jewelry and all that?
It depends what they're looking for, because some people are more interested in skincare and nutrition, because I'm also writing a book for my skincare line, because I believe that the beauty of the skin doesn't only starts with the right skincare. I believe it also starts with the right nutrition and the power of the mind. Because when you, for example, want to look younger, and if you just change your skincare routine, but you are still constantly stressed and you're constantly worried, I think it just shows on your face.
Yes, it's called micro expressions, and everything you do shows on your face. It doesn't matter how happy you try to make yourself or what skincare regimen you're using. If you're constantly stressing or eating unhealthy food, nothing's really changing.
Absolutely. And also, when you're eating healthy food, for example, but you're feeling stressed or feeling angry, actually that food doesn't actually digest that well, because we kind of program our food with our attitude, with our belief about it.
Mm-hmm. It does. Nutrition, because I went through nutrition classes in culinary arts, so I understand the whole digestive stuff. But to break this down, when you eat a carrot or broccoli, if you're stressing everything with the carrot or broccoli, you're not going to have the same effect nutritionally as you do when you're relaxed and healthy and doing something positive.
Absolutely. And when you charge the food with positive energy, and when you also take time to enjoy it and appreciate it, it's like a tantric way of eating,
Right.
Really sensing and feeling every ingredient.
Right. Are you sitting there rushing through lunch because you have a 30-minute lunch break and you have to have a pile of whatever on your desk that needs to be done before 4 or 5 p.m., or you're actually sitting down and enjoying your meal?
Yes, enjoying my meal. You should be, because everything in life, you should be living in the present moment. It's impossible to be always perfect. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. So we all sometimes eating too fast, and sometimes we have negative emotions, but normally to have a very balanced life and to create happiness, health, perfect health, and abundance, I believe that everything we do, we should be in a perfect present moment.
Exactly. I say this all the time. I have a lot of guests on here that goes, you have to live in the moment. My personal coach goes every 10 minutes. That is your day. Your day starts over every 10 minutes. because your mood changes every 10 minutes.
Your what changes?
Your mood. If you don't know it, if you don't pay attention, you don't understand. Your mood's changing every 10 to 15 minutes based on the scenario that you have in front of you. If you're staying in the same moment, in the same scenario, after 10 minutes, you're just repeating the mood.
Oh, wow. I actually didn't know about that.
See, we're learning from each other. It's wonderful.
Yes.
Actually, I had my business partner call me today and go, I'm giving you work to do because you need to change your mood. So that was his key, that you're not in a good place. You need to change your mindset. So here's work for you to do. What makes me happy? Spreadsheets.
What makes you happy? What?
Spreadsheets.
Oh, spreadsheets. Oh, cool. You are a perfect wife.
No, I'm not. I'm not perfect at anything. I don't want to be perfect.
Oh, you should never say that.
I don't want to be imperfect because if you're perfect, you don't have room for improvement.
I agree that I may not be perfect, but I wouldn't still say I am imperfect, because even by saying you're perfect, you may still be not perfect, but you're sending the message to your subconscious mind, and you improve faster because your subconscious mind has no sense of humor.
I never thought of it that way. So we have this, I was actually going through your beauty line and your jewelry today because there's a few pieces on there I positively love. So where do you get the crystals from?
Well, I have different places. Like, for example, some of them I purchased in Mount Shasta, some of them in Hot Desert Springs, some of them in Costa Rica, because I travel a lot, you know, like I travel a lot. It's like a specific pieces that I love, that I feel
you're
can really benefit others. Yeah, it's like I'm buying them with my heart, not in a specific place. It can be all over the world, you know.
That is wonderful, because I hear a lot of people, oh, these are genuine crystals and I buy them wholesale from. How do you know they're genuine? There could be GMOs or, you know, whatever. If you're buying them actually from the countries, then you actually know they're genuine crystals.
Yeah, you can also check them. I know the ways to check them out. For example, you can use nail polish, because oftentimes when a crystal is not real, when you put nail polish, it changes color. But when a crystal is real, nothing can change its color except the sun. Certain crystals change color on the sun. But it's a natural process, you know, they don't fade that badly when they're painted. Right.
There's a lot of things going on with crystals that a lot of people don't understand. When you just buy it wholesale, you don't think about, but when you buy it to have it as a genuine crystal, there's a lot of things that go into it that you have to know if you're actually selling it for healing.
That's so true.
And then your skincare line, let's touch base on that, because that's also on here. I love products. I love things.
Oh,
so where did it come up with the concept for the product line?
I was always interested in organic skincare, and I always felt like everything I buy from organic markets feels like, or it doesn't give you enough moisture, or it doesn't have very active ingredients, or I don't like how it looks. And some of them, like my skincare line has positive affirmations. I give a direction how to apply it, how to program yourself to get younger. You know, like I always felt like the skincare line that I used in the past was missing something.
Yeah, I mean, we go to skincare. I have like my skincare that I buy at the store. So I mean, it's here. It's not that I don't use skincare, but it's, you know, I go to the store, I pick it up, but it doesn't do what it says it does. Where if you buy an organic and you buy it with affirmations, you go through all these steps, then you actually have your products that actually work.
Sorry, did I disappear for a second?
Yes, just for a second. It's okay.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
You know, we live in the digital age. If we don't have computer issues, it's a miracle.
Okay.
It's 100% okay. As long as I'm here and I'm talking, we're good.
Wonderful.
So, I mean, but your skincare line, it's there. I haven't tried it yet because, you know, I just found out about it. So give me time, I probably will. And, you know, this is what I do. I go through products, go, ooh, this is pretty. I like this. Or, ooh, a new skincare line. I have to try it because that's what I like to do. That's me as a consumer, not as an influencer, not anything else. This is me as a consumer. This is how my brain works, is programmed. Ooh, it's pretty. I gotta have it.
I think every woman is like that, honestly, because we just love, I mean, not every woman, but most of the women love beautiful products, love something that truly works, love the great idea, you know. That's why so many skincare products are being created all the time, because there are consumers for that, you know.
There is. And the thing is with skincare, we go to, we're not selling the product, we're selling the end result or the possible end result.
And that's why I believe that a lot of skincare products fail to work, because they do not have an additional instructions on changing the lifestyle, changing stress, you know, changing the power of the mind, which is very essential.
Now as we said, all this is connected into your coaching. So when you're doing your coaching, do you recommend your products with your coaching?
I mention them, however, I never demand buying them, but I mention because there are 7 areas of your life, and when we're working on self-love, I believe that when you start loving yourself, it's like you do stop eating unhealthy foods. Because a lot of people, for example, they want to change so much, like they go to a nutritionist and then they try to change their diet, but deep inside they don't love themselves, so they eat unhealthy. It's just the outcome of the lack of love. And the same is with skincare. Women who do not care for their skin, they don't care for their body, deep inside it's because they don't have that love for themselves. Because when you love a child, you want to do everything for a child, right? You want him to look good, you want to buy him clothes, you want to invest money in his education. That's when you love somebody. And when you don't, you kind of stop caring, you know?
Right. And a lot of, we see this, actually, you just said something that was actually on one of the 600-pound lives on TLC. They do this with their patients. You have to love yourself. What is stopping you from loving yourself?
What stops you is your past programming. Because when you, as a child, didn't receive enough love, as a child, you live in your subconscious mind. So you take everything literally. And unfortunately, exactly at that time, we create beliefs, we create limiting beliefs, and then they like instilled in our program. And then that program starts running our life. And that's why sometimes therapy fails to work, because a lot of therapists are working with a conscious mind. And working with a conscious mind does create an awareness. But the awareness, it's only the first step to change yourself. Deep subconscious work does change you profoundly.
That it does. I can tell you from working with therapists on both subconscious and conscious, subconscious works better than conscious.
Yes.
and you have to get to the root of the problem. A lot of the times we have stuff so embedded within our minds we don't even know about. And we have to go through that.
That's why people feel stuck, like they feel like they are victims of life, but they're not victims of life. They're victims of their own beliefs. Because honestly, I don't believe that I will find anyone who doesn't want to change. Because deep inside, we all want to improve, unless we completely give up. But deep inside, we all want to improve. And when we encounter like many different circumstances where we failed, like for example, so many people try to lose weight and then they try once and then they fail, they try again and they fail, they try again, then they fail. That's exactly the problem, because they're working with the conscious mind, and the conscious mind will never solve the problem. So we need to realize that the depth of that is actually in your heart and your ability to accept yourself, to start loving every part of your body. And lack of self-love is in your subconscious mind and in your heart. So it's both energy work and work with your subconscious mind.
You don't know how much I needed this show today, because you're touching on everything that, yeah, you're right. I should be doing what I'm talking about, because I'm just having one of those days that I'm off. Why am I off? My subconscious is in overdrive for fighting my conscious mind. I know this. I recognize the symptoms, and it is symptoms, but at the same time, it's hard when you don't acknowledge it to fight back and find the solution.
Yeah, I think also what can help very much, it's to stop living in the mind in general, because even the most healthiest person who has the most successful, the best positive subconscious beliefs, if he or she lives in the mind always has something else to say. Like the mind is constantly speaking, it's like constantly running. And what I think helps people with healthy beliefs is to learn meditation or living in a state of your heart where you are not affected by your thoughts. You allow them to be there, but you understand that's exactly not who you are. That's the reason why so many successful people don't find happiness, because after a new level of success, their mind's saying, okay, what if I lose it? What if something happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? Like it's like the mind is constantly in the running marathon mode.
Right. And I understand this. You see this with a lot of celebrities. They're never happy, ever. I mean, we go to
not all of them, but
not all of them, but there's a good amount of them that they pretend to be happy in front of cameras, but then you see things come out in the media where their life is just chaos. Why is it chaos? They're living in their mind.
I think there are many awakened celebrities like Julia Roberts and Russell Brand.
Yeah.
Like Russell Brand is actually now speaking on the power of the mind. He speaks about spirituality. He has his own podcast. He even interviewed Edgar Tolle recently. I think the world is awakening, but there are some celebrities and famous people and poor people who are still not in control of their mind. It's just a personal choice. People who want to change will always find a way. People who stay in a state of ignorance, unfortunately, will stay there for a long time, because it all starts with your determination and desire to change.
Right. And there's a lot of times we as speakers or coaches or, podcast hosts, we bring tools on our shows. We give you the tools. It's up to the individual to use the tool to change, to get better. We can lead you to the tool. We cannot make you use it.
Absolutely. And that's what my teacher, Louise Hay, said when she just started her career and she became so highly successful. All her friends would like pay sessions for somebody they knew who they thought needed help, right?
Mhm.
And Louise Hay said, I've done those sessions few times. And what she realized that people who want to change have hard time changing already, like we need to put some effort, we need to put some work, especially if our beliefs are deeply rooted. But people who don't want to change, it's just like it's a waste of your time,
Right. You have to want to change. You have to want to change your behavior. And I use this all the time. If you're sitting on the couch with your potato chips, watching TV, complaining about your life, and doing nothing to change it, and you do this every day, nothing in your life is going to change.
Absolutely.
You have to change something in your life to get off the couch, to stop eating the potato chips.
Well, potato chips, it can be fun, Also, what I've realized that
I know they can be fun and they can be, healthy if done in moderation, but I'm talking about the ones that Homer Simpson on The Simpsons, stuff like that.
Yeah, what I wanted to say that I believe that also life should be lived fully, and too much of a restriction is also as bad as too much overindulgence. I believe everything can be in moderation. For example, if you really been eating all week really well and you've done a lot of great work, sometimes you can buy a potato chips or an ice cream. That's okay, because also too much restrictions sometimes creates overindulgence.
Yes.
It's like you break that pattern and you go to an opposite way, like it's like, have you noticed like parents who do not allow anything to their children? When children leave home, like they do everything that they were not allowed, and children who were allowed to try everything. Yeah. It was me, actually. I was not allowed to do anything, so I literally ran away from home, and everything that my sister didn't allow me, I did the opposite. I just know that
I was not allowed to party. I was not allowed to go to friends' houses. I was not allowed to do, there's a lot of things I was not allowed to do as a child. The second I turned 18, I started doing them. And then I started rebelling. Because now I'm having fun. Now I don't need parents. Well, yeah, I did. But, this is a mindset. And now I'm trying to get everything back on track because, I'm an adult now.
Okay, that's true. Just, I always say that when we use the word try, we a little bit limit ourselves because as I mentioned, like our subconscious mind literally takes everything in. So when you say the word try, you kind of imply that you're trying, you're not doing it. Because the power of our word is so powerful. We can literally, by changing our monologues and inner monologues, we can one by one start changing our life.
That's very true. You're giving me a coaching session today, seriously, because I'm taking everything in.
Okay.
This has went from an interview about your coaching to I'm taking a lot of things in that I needed to hear today. So thank you.
You're welcome. You too. You taught me a lot.
Well, this is what we do. We have to connect with people, regardless of who your coaches, who you listen to on podcasts. If you're connecting with them, you take it in more than you do if you're just passively listening.
That's so true.
I do a lot of podcasts listening to. I will listen to Dame and John about business stuff. I'll listen to Kevin O'Leary on business stuff. I'll listen to my coaches, Antonio Smith and Brad Blazer. I'll listen to whoever I need to for the day, but it's never 100% what I'm needing, but I will listen to it and soak in what I need.
That's nice.
this is the tools that are out there. And this is why I do this podcast, because someone out there is going to be listening to this and go, "Ooh, I needed to hear that today."
Yeah, you can change somebody else's life, you know, because we are sharing ideas, and sometimes our ideas can be completely unique. Because I believe that we all learn from different books and writers and authors, yet we are always taking it in according to our view on life. That's why the same book can be written by 100 people, however, can be interpreted 100 times in different ways.
Right.
You know?
If you okay, I love this, because if you take a book and it's a fictional book and you have, I'm going to go with Ann Bishop right now because I know her following. If you go onto a fan fiction site, there's 1,000 different versions of stories based on her work, based on other ideas of other people. Everyone interprets one book differently. Everyone interprets a action or something they hear differently. It's based on our own ideas and belief systems that we form as children.
Because we perceive behavior differently according to our own beliefs, you know. That's why we see the world differently. That's why it's so easy to judge, because we judge according to what we believe is right, but the other person have a completely different point of view on the situation, you know.
Right. No two people have the same mindset. No
Absolutely.
two people have exactly the same belief system.
Just like there are no two of the same snowflakes. Everything in nature is so unique and, you know, extraordinary.
Right. We wanted to take our beliefs and throw them in a box and say, this is my beliefs. And it should be the same box that you have and this person has. It doesn't work that way. We have to find our own belief systems that work for us. But we are almost out of time. So where can our listeners and our viewers find you?
Okay, on my website, apexlifemastery.com.